to the last episode of the set that we have going on tonight. Again, really solid episode. These all have been really good. So we actually are starting to see some task force members that think everyone is fucking nuts.
Yeah, including the guy that Matt, or really just Karen, kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
And did you notice where they were?
They were in Frank's room.
Yep.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked they weren't using that earlier. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. One thing that I noticed, but I didn't say early on, wow, are they just letting the F-bombs fly in this?
They really are. But it doesn't feel forced, though.
No.
It just kind of spews out of them.
I'm just not used to it in these shows at all, even the more violent ones that, like, they've never used, like, a decent amount of colorful language. Just like, all right. This is a streaming show, so you technically, like, don't need ratings, I guess.
Nope.
So remember that little thing I said about Heather, like, possibly becoming Muse?
Why did she keep the mask?
That's really weird.
That would be like Laurie Strode in the Halloween movies keeping
Michael Myers' mask.
Yeah.
You don't do that. She's like holding it, doing breathing exercises while she's. Was there something that I'm forgetting about the fucking hole in her wall or something?
Again, it's been a while since I've seen the first season, so I don't know what the significance of that is.
Okay, but yeah, more and more I'm thinking she's got it. Something's got to happen. The fact she's got that mask on, something's got to happen. And if that's what cracks that, like, an actual person who, like, I don't know if they'd exactly do this, but, like, we'll get into it later. I suppose we can get into that later, so I just try my best not to forget about it. Duquesne gets found guilty.
Shocker.
Duh. And it's just the worst setup of all setups. There was nothing it was going to do, but, like, they at least have information now about, like, him being cornered about this stuff with Red Hook. I was fucking right about that watch.
Yep. The second I saw the watch, I'm like, yep. Called it.
That made me so happy. I heard that. I'm like, let's go! Fucking do it. That fight scene in the cell was fucking sick.
Oh. That was the hallway fight that I was, like, searching for.
Only problem I will say, though, they had their first forgetting Matt is blind moment.
Oh.
Do you know what it is?
Point it out for everyone else, though.
I excused it when he knew right where the scan card thing was for the first door. But then there's that moment where he runs in and starts perfectly nailing the card reader on, like, 8 cells in a row without even missing a fucking one.
Okay. Just want to make sure we were on the same page.
I'm like, guys, this is the part where you hand the scan card over to someone who is not blind, and you let them do it so you don't make it look like you're obviously seeing it without your regular weird-ass vision. But, yeah, there was some shots in there. There's that one point where that, like, rebar chunk, Matt turns around and it hits one of the guards in the fucking eye with the fucking chunk of rebar. I'm like, bro. Like, it didn't stick in his head either. It impales him in the eye and falls out, and the guy just kind of like, falls over. It's not clean hits, and I appreciate that. It's dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, seeing the swordsman just pick up 2 chunks of rebar, we're like, yes, this will do. It's fucking just waylaying people. And this season especially, they're remembering Matt has good hearing.
Yeah, like in the first episode and this one, they're like really honing in on that.
Yeah, because multiple times he's hearing people from behind closed doors, like around hallways, 40 feet away, prepping for them. And like when he lassos the fucking steam pipe and brings that down, all of that was sick. Uh
Also, just the fight choreography in general.
oh,
Like, you can tell there's a budget difference between Born Again and the Netflix series.
oh, absolutely. And also, I said a thing in the last episode, and I kind of redact it slightly. They did not have her fighting people, but Angela kicked some serious ass in this episode. It was
Yeah,
a
she did.
little thief slashing tires and stealing some guard radios and shit. So that was awesome.
And she's wearing the pendant, so
Yeah, she's repping her dad. I appreciate the shit out of that. And they steal that big Humvee, get everyone free. Now they get everyone free, and he's like, "You know what to do. The night crew's still there." So they blow up the Northern Star, and they blow up the crew with it. I see a couple of things happening as far as Fisk's ability to prosecute vigilantes happening because of two different events in this episode. Part of me thinks that they're going to do a lot with Heather to prosecute vigilantes, and then at the end she's gonna pull this Muse horse shit. They're gonna find out it's Heather, and that's all gonna go right out the fucking window.
actually, yeah, that just seems too good of a way to like end this Mayor Fisk storyline.
Well, that I don't know if that's going to exactly end that, but I feel that that's going to be them not being able to use her as any point of trying to prosecute vigilantes.
Because that'll destroy her credibility.
Absolutely. So that will be thrown out. So that'll be a kink in the armor. But the other thing I totally see is that they're going to blame the Northern Star being blown up on Daredevil.
Because of course they will.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing that comes up before that. And then something's going to go wrong. And then she's going to put that fucking Muse mask on and murder someone in a very public state. And she's going to get it ripped off unintentionally. And they're going to see that it was her. And it's just going to go bad. And it's going to be great. And I can't wait for it. I can't. If they actually do that, that would be fucking awesome. Because that dumb bitch would get what she deserved from the guy that should have killed her. He'll be the one that fucks her over. That'd be really good writing if they actually do it that way.
Yeah, that's kind of the only way for her story to end.
I also
Although there is one scene with her and Buck that I really enjoyed.
Oh yeah.
By the way, we don't really get to talk enough about how great like the actor is who plays Buck.
Oh yeah, the actor plays Buck is great. He just only gets one or two rando scenes like an episode to where we could just be like, he was really cool in that scene. And that was it. He was really good at his job at acting there.
It does kind of feel like, even though we've only met him in Born Again, that he's been Fisk's right hand man from like the very beginning.
Yeah, I'm also starting to wonder. Mr. Charles has got to show up a metric assload in the rest of these episodes.
I'm thinking the exact same thing, because where the fuck has he been, like, in these past two episodes?
And he was barely in the first one. And fucking D'Onofrio talked about like he was on set with him damn near every day. So I don't know if he's going to show up now that the fucking Northern Stars exploded, because he's like, I was going to bring a night crew in, dude. What the fuck happened? You didn't get the weapons out of there.
You know what? Maybe that's what brings him in, and like that's why we see more of him later on.
I'd hope so, because Man, if he's only in 2 episodes this season, I'm gonna be a little pissed.
Same. You don't cast someone as talented as Matthew Lillard for
Nothing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. But yeah, I hope that gets him back in. We'll have to see exactly what it is, but hopefully that gets him back in. Yeah. And we found out that this governor, and God, I hope it stays this way, that this governor that is not the hugest fan of Fisk and is like the right hand person that can rip that port authority clean out of Fisk. And now the port just got blown up, or the evidence of bad shipment just got blown up without the ability to look at it. And magically, if they're going to say a vigilante did it and not Fisk. So I'm hoping they maintain the fact that this governor's not a fucking moron.
Same.
And that she's kind of playing the long con until she gets this out because she can rip that port clean out of Fisk without any troubles. So that's something. And I hope that it stays that like there's not some big secret that she has ruffled underneath, like she stole something for her kid's pension when it had cancer or something, like, and they get her out of office or something stupid.
Yeah, no, someone needs to be the Gallo of this season, and
Yeah.
I think that's what she is.
Yeah, it needs to be a person who just literally like, no, I just did my job and was a good person. It's really hard to pin something on me if I've never done something wrong. Yeah, it's good so far. They have a lot of setups to do some really cool shit. I don't know what's going to happen. I know what I think is going to happen, but yeah, can't guarantee that. How many episodes are in this season again?
I believe it's 9. Let me double check. Oh no, it's just 8 plus the Punisher special.
Plus the Punisher special. Hey, I'm trying to remember in my brain. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he held in the same damn room as the rest of them?
Yeah.
I don't remember him having some super secret special cell, unless I'm remembering that scene wrong.
No, he was just there in the cell.
Somehow that fucker got loose, like, beforehand, which I don't know.
I'm sure they'll come up with some. I'm sure they'll come up with something to explain where he's been.
I hope so. Because otherwise, that's a very big oopsie poopsie just in the middle of that. But yeah, because they even bring up the pointer, like, yeah, if you would have killed the Punisher, which why wouldn't you kill the Punisher? You fucking morons! You have the Punisher in a cave. Kill him! Why wouldn't you kill the Punisher? He's like, yeah, if the Punisher was dead, he would have hung his body from the bridges. And they're just like, yeah, that's a good point. But, we'll have to see what they do with that. Because he's obviously out in the open, just operating in New York City in Brand New Day. With the old Punisher van and just having fucking slackfest with Peter. Somehow Peter's only friend as a superhero now is fucking Frank Castle, and that's hilarious in my opinion. You go from people like fucking Tony Stark and Steve Rogers to fucking Frank Castle. But yeah, you got anything else?
Just one more emphasis of how great Tony Dalton is in action in that scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is pretty great. It would be cool that if something comes up where someone tries to kill him and for some odd reason, I know it would never happen, but Kate saves him.
That would be cool.
I know there's no possible logic reason when she's trying to put together a fucking Avengers team currently that would need to be a thing, but yeah, anyway, yeah, he's really good at his role, and it was cool to actually get to see him in some fight scenes. But yeah, I don't got anything else, so we're going to get on out of here. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com /Coach K42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube at Renegade Pop Culture or Organoid Zero. Find us on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. And if you like some cosplay shenanigans, you can check out my TikTok at Organoid Zero or my Instagram at Organoid Zero, where all of my convention cosplaying and con-going stuff is all kept. Until next time, we will see you all later. Bye!
Peace.